All right, we have a Plat 5 Cassidy. Now, if you want to catch it yourself, feel free to join the Discord, as well as make sure to like and subscribe.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay, so they have a Widow, so you're going to have to play a little bit more safe. Perfect what you're doing right there. Nice pick. Try to be careful around here, right here, because you can't see the Widow right there. So try to play this as much as you can. Bit risky, almost got your head taken off.
The payload is moving. Has the experiment been compromised? Enemy
Okay, not really a whole lot to talk about right now.
actuating the barrier. My barrier is gone.
Good target priority so far.
That'll do.
The barrier cannot withstand much more.
Nice pick. Nice pick as well.
Feeling the heat.
Ah, unfortunate.
Come to my position. Rendezvous at my position.
Hitting flux isn't quite ready yet. I've observed movement in the payload.
Yep. I mean, so far you're not doing bad at all. Just walk back, regroup. Maybe try to play a little bit more cover right here, since you are sitting like right out in the wide open. Play a little bit more cover, so like maybe right over here.
All patched up.
The barrier appears. Take everything from The barrier is weakened. Barrier unsuccessful. Put them in.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Okay, so what probably could have been best right there, to be entirely honest, is the second that your Sigma threw up that shield, I probably would have tried to look for an ult right on that shield right here, right over here. So what I probably would have tried to do is I would have rolled forward, jump on this cart, and then ult, just so I can get that shield to be, or just so I can use that shield as an advantage. So that was a possible option, because it will keep you protected for slightly long enough just so you could look for an ult.
What is that melody?
Now right here, you can try to touch as well. You don't really have much of a choice, just so they don't cap.
There's smoke. There's fire. Thanks, Doc. No running. Much obliged.
Helden sterben nicht.
Unfortunate.
I could use some assistance.
And you do get that moment. Let's actually go back and let's talk about that real quick.
The Iron
Since
Forest watches over you.
right here, it looked like it was going to be a massively one team fight. So what probably would have been the best option is I probably would have combat. Okay, you actually don't have combat roll. So you can walk to the side right over here, or you can just walk right behind cart like you're doing right now. That's fine, but you really should have like almost instantly been looking for any damage that you can get, anything that you really can do, because you kind of sat back, didn't really do a whole lot. You got to look for the advantage. So you're really good at like kind of just getting the picks and everything like that, but you got to do the cleanup as well, because if you don't do the cleanup, it's going to lead it to a fair fight, which it was already basically a fair fight. You got Bastion coming in as well, but yeah, right here, probably would have been best if you would have walked forward, and it's all right if you would have tried to get the flash or try to get a kill on the Widow right there. But I would have liked to see you kind of like walk up right here and see if you can flash the Ramatra and add some pressure off your tank a little bit. Maybe fan the hammer into him, roll, fan the hammer, or just keep shooting him. Either or works. That's probably would have been your best choice right there, because it kind of just left your Sigma like kind of distracted, not really, or kind of free. And in result, the Ramatra was able to get a free kill on him, and they were able to come back and walk up on point. Although you do have pretty good target priority so far. Sometimes there's situations where you do gotta actually shoot the tank though.
An unwanted variable moves the payload.
Unfortunate. Once again, walking out in the wide open. You know that there's a Widow right there, so you gotta play very, very careful. So far, you try to play careful, and then it's like you almost forget, and then you start walking up in the open again, and then you try to play careful again once the Widow misses a shot, and then you start walking out in the open again, getting like a little bit more greedy, and sooner or later you're gonna get your head taken off. In this case right here, that's exactly what happened.
Thank you, kind.
We're gonna get rezzed.
Don't mind if I do.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Awesome. Perfect. I was going to say you should probably look for an ult soon, since you've been holding on to your ult for quite some time, and you did have an opportunity to use your ult and win the fight a few times off from your ult, but you kind of held on to it. Not sure if you want to use it yet. But it's good that you actually got your ult out. You got 2 picks and managed to actually win the team fight off from it, so pretty nice. Almost got your head taken off just on how you're positioned to where you did ult, but overall, not bad once again. Unfortunate.
What is that melody?
Now, what I wouldn't do is try to contest the Widow right here, because you're not going to be able to kill her. You're going to have to take like 4 shots to the head on her in order for her to take 1 shot on the head to you. So 9 out of 10 times, if you're going to try to contest her from this range right here, especially on Cassidy, it's probably not going to work out. So definitely wouldn't really recommend taking the high ground, or trying to contest the Widow right there, because I mean you're going to end up like Urana that's on the floor right now.
We're outnumbered. Stay sharp.
Nice. Keep using cover, see if you can get a pick. Just do everything that you can, but don't. Oh. Sorry about that. I just woke up, so yawning. Yeah, just regroup. Best to walk back real quick. Perfect. So what you probably should have done right there is definitely fan the hammer. Okay. That was very interesting. So what you should have done there is, when he was on the ground, you should have fanned the hammer on him, and then you should have thrown your stun. Combat rolled, throw your stun, then fan the hammer again, and that probably would have killed him right there. And then if not, you just reload and then finish him off like that. But instead, you kind of did the combo very wrong, I guess. You did definitely have a kill right there on the Ramatra, but just the way that you went about it, you fan the hammer, you flashbanged him, you fan the hammer, and then that's pretty much all you did. And then you wasted your ult trying to kill him as well, which probably should have killed him, but I don't know why it didn't. Overextending a little bit right there. Understandable why you did kind of do that though, because there's a Widow over in the open ground right there from all that you knew. Just try to play around cart a little bit more, play like a little bit more cover. Because you rolled and then you kind of backed up into this corner right here and then kind of just stared. That's free kill for the Life Weaver. So once again, keep using natural cover.
Personne
Just speed up right
n'échappe
here.
à mon regard.
Different angle.
Please group up. Group up with me. We are outnumbered.
A bit of a mechanical issue. I wouldn't recommend dropping right there, though. I definitely would not recommend dropping. Because what happens when you drop is it leaves your Mercy to go and have to come out of position to go and get you. And on top of that, it just makes the whole situation pretty bad. You position yourself in a spot that was really hard to get out of. Just pay attention to that. Right here would have been fine. Alright, got rezzed.
Don't mind if I do.
Taking a bit of a risky flank.
How many shots was that?
Is he going to work out? 100%. Just realized in the high ranks, probably ain't going to work out. As well as their soldier just used alt, so going full send in, probably not the best decision, probably a bit scary, as well as Azario, who's full charge as well. So I'm like 100% sure, yeah, you're probably going to die there. Probably best to reset anyway, so I'm not going to blame you. If you're purposely trying to die there, I don't blame you for that.
Lucky shot.
So now you guys should have one last touch, unless... Yeah, you should have one last touch. Nice. Team can keep you up. Now, I was going to say, you don't want to use ult here because your team has pretty much already won the fight. There's only 2 people left. So you do not, or actually, no, never mind. Completely ignore what I said. But probably would have been best not to use ult there once again, because if you do use ult, you're going to get targeted heavily, and you're probably going to die. Just like that, yeah. It probably would have been best just not to use ult. You did get res right there. Good res. Take the 1v1 against Cassidy. You lost the 1v1, but you didn't die, so that's not bad. You knew when to back out of the fight, and then you finish them off later. Nice.
Thanks, Doc.
Nice headshots. Unfortunate. Once again, got to be ready for that, because now the Orisa actually did a really good job by soloing you off right here, and there's a good chance that you're going to die. Somehow you managed to live with 4 health. Welcome to Plat. I will give that Orisa very good credit, though, on trying to solo you off right there. Nice.
There's smoke, there's fire.
Nice job catching the flank. There's also a Mercy. Okay, there you go. Good ult.
Ready to throw in the towel?
No wonder I can't retire. Nanoboost administered.
Alright, not bad, not bad. Talking about the ult when you first ulted, I guess that is okay. Now that I do think about it. But preferably, though, I probably wouldn't have ulted there, just because it will get you killed.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
But that second ult, that was good. It was overtime, so you might as well finish off whoever you got to finish off. All right.
Let's get this show on
My
the road.
ultimate is charging.
Yeah, best bet, just rotate out.
Let me take a look.
Thanks, Doc.
Nice pick.
Do your worst.
Not really much of a reason to play safe there, as well as you're reloading a little bit too early. I have a bad habit of doing it as well currently. Just a habit that you got to get out of.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Let's give them
Once again, look at your positioning. Kind of sitting out in the open. Try to play a little bit more cover. Nice job with the contest and the distraction right there. It's pretty good. Added a lot of pressure off from your team just by simply taking that off angle right here. Like someone on your team probably would have died if you didn't take that off angle and looked around that way. So good job on that. You see the Mercy in the air. Probably would have been best if you would have kept looking for that Mercy, because you know that she ain't going to be over there for long because the D.Va was diving her. So she's going to reappear sooner or later. Yeah, unfortunate. Just a little bit of position issue right there. Kind of walking up a little bit too aggressively. Understandable, but if you're going to walk up like kind of like that, make sure you always have natural cover when you're walking up.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Not exactly what I expected.
Okay.
Come on, everyone. Juno has landed.
You have your ult and Bastion has his ult. Those are the only two ults that you have.
I understand. Minions approaching for the payload.
As well as if you are ult tracking, you should know that almost everybody on the other team has ult besides for the Lifeweaver, because none of them have used ult yet. And your team has been using ults.
Stay sharp.
Or Bastion.
Death ain't on my doorstep yet.
Here I am.
Man's terrified.
Enemy seen.
So overall, what can you do to kind of like add maybe like a little bit of a distraction, maybe take it like an off angle or something like that? Because you can rotate right over here, just like that. Then maybe rotate around here and play this pink cart. Just because it's kind of hard when everybody's going out at the same area, because it just leaves the enemy team to shoot in one certain area. But if you kind of use or make yourself go right over into this area, right over here, maybe then you can take an off angle, try to take that 1v1 against the Cassidy. Or maybe look for a pick. You can even, I mean, if you take that 1v1 against the Cassidy and you don't really lose a whole lot of health, you can walk up here, maybe get a little bit of an all out. It'll leave you some cover because you'll be on the high ground, so that would be good as well.
60 seconds.
Eva did her job. She went up on the high ground, pushed the Cassidy off. So now you guys would have the high ground for free right here. That's if anybody chose to go on it. Now Cassidy is going to take the high ground once again. Wait for her gold form to go away before you end up using your fan the hammer. Nice job though. Nice kill. Nice kill. Once again though, you kind of got yourself out of position. Might have been best if you would have just stayed over in this area right over here. Then you would have been able to kind of like stay right in this corner right here for a second, get healed up. Then you can kind of walk out a little bit, maybe look for any extra kills right there on, like, let's say the Cassidy or something like that. You'd have to hit your shots before he can hit his, but you do have a Mercy pocket, so that gives you a little bit of an advantage. And then you'd be able to push up the soldier on the high ground. But instead, you kind of walked forward a little too aggressively right here. And when you walk forward a little too aggressive, it leaves you out of position. Cassidy saw you right there. And Lifeweaver, so far, has been playing pretty good on doing the damage and targeting you with damage. So you should be aware that the Lifeweaver is probably going to be looking for a kill on you as well.
Bit early to dust off the boots.
Through here.
10 seconds remaining.
Once again, let's talk about your ultimate. Your ulting like straight in front of everyone, that's not going to work. And the reason why it's not going to work is because if you're the first person, especially in Platinum, if you're the first person to show your face, they're probably going to target you because they're going to shoot the first person that they see. And if you go out like that, you're going to be the first person that they see, and they're going to 100% target you first.
Not exactly what I expected.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Initializing system.
I'm really feeling the heat.
I'm at the height of my performance.
Move the payload.
Nice job.
It's a cold day in hell.
Nice target priority. Nice usage of your cooldowns. That's exactly what you should be doing a little bit more.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Also, you should be taking a little bit more advantage of your combat roll to reload your gun as well.
I'm on fire. What else is new?
Form up here.
We must accelerate. Welcome to orbit. Your carry is here.
All right. As well as once again, kind of just like sitting on cart. Maybe kind of. Sorry about that. Maybe kind of like try to push yourself up a little bit. Like right over here. So you can kind of keep getting cart forward, but also looking for that extra value as well.
Push the payload. I'm on fire.
I'm on the payload. Anyone care to join me?
You could rest. Activating self-destruct sequence.
Nice kill. Once again, though, constantly be trying to look for any pick that you can get.
It's high tide.
Okay. Probably would have won that fight by just normally shooting at him, but if you want to prove that you're the better Cassidy, I guess you can solo ult him. Nice pick. Now, remember, natural cover. There you go. Good. Unfortunately, though, you still died. But it was good that you were looking for the natural cover. That's not good.
60 seconds remaining.
Good thing you ain't
Nice.
alone out here.
Gotta remember, somebody's gonna be respawning in like next couple seconds, so
I'm not checking in.
beware that. See if you can maybe rotate out. Honestly, I just see if I could rotate out because you're pretty much the last one left. Let's see. You want to try to hold your ground here, but sooner or later, the other enemy players are going to be coming in, so you're guaranteed to die. Yeah, it would have been best just to pretty much rotate out.
30 seconds remaining.
Maybe a different angle.
Oh, you'll want to hear this.
10 seconds remaining.
Once again, kind of walking in just a little bit blind.
Dust off the boots.
Just because the match is close to being over, it's never a good idea just to like kind of go straight in and risk your whole entire life for it.
Stay sharp.
For example, right there, honestly, would have been 100% best if you would have stayed up on this high ground right here, because cart ain't gonna go down super fast. So what you could have done is stay up on this high ground for a second, and then if you absolutely have to, jump off, jump straight up here and get the double pick on that, and then try to stay alive against that Zarya.
It's high tide.
Unfortunately, you're not really going to get a whole lot of value, and the Zarya is just going to get a free kill on you, and unfortunately the game ended because of that. There was a way that you could have changed that around. Would it have been extremely difficult? Yes, but overall, it was still winnable. Now, what overall do you need to work on? First off, natural cover. Remembering when you're going against a widow, just remember, like, constantly have that in the back of your head. Your ultimates, quite a bit of times you just kind of ulted, not really the best, and you had plenty of opportunities that you could have ulted and probably could have won a lot more fights off from it, as well as cooldown usage and everything like that. Combat roll you can use a little bit more just for your just for you to reload on your gun, as well as not reloading as much as, like, or as soon as you possibly can. I do that a lot recently. It's a bad habit that everyone gets into and then gets out of. Just get out of the habit. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I'd say like maximum like a couple days. As well as flashbang, you can use that a little bit more when it comes to like cleaning up and everything like that, or when you're pushing in and playing a little bit more aggressive. You have been using it, but you could use it a little bit more and take a little bit more advantage of that. You got to constantly, like, in the back of your head, constantly have that idea of what you're going to use with your cooldowns, or how you're going to use your cooldowns. Constantly be looking for anything that you can do with your cooldowns, because that's how you get good with your cooldowns, and when you're good with your cooldowns, you're going to rank up a lot sooner. But yeah, anyway though, I hope this video helped you out, and I'll see you later.